Welcome back to my channel. I'm Thomas, and in this video I will show you why following guys who are on steroids will make you look small. Now, when I was starting out, I used to think that guys who are biggest are having the truth. And I used to think that because it's a common sense, like when you look at millionaires, you will look up to them because they have the money, they will know. And the same applies here. The guys who have the biggest muscles have the most knowledge about it. But I used to think that, and I followed the program. So for example, I used to follow Arnold, and I did Arnold split 6 days a week, training hard in the gym, 3-hour workouts, lot of volume. I used to do that over a long time. And I do that for 2 years. And my progress were kinda good because I had pretty good genetics, okay. I had a six-pack from start, but I was skinny, it was not as good. I was bloated because I followed his diet also. And my muscles were just average looking. And it was until a point I realized something has to change because my training plan was kind of good, but I was not progressing. I look at my training, I was like, why am I not progressing? And it was until that point I realized I had to change. So I went through this, I studied a lot of things. I look at studies and I tried to make something that will work for me. Because as a natural, you have to follow what is meant for you. So I started doing full body, started doing low volume, and I started seeing huge growth. My biceps grew 2 centimeters, I got absolutely shredded on the same weight. And this was because I was following something that was meant for me. That was meant for us as naturals. And this was low volume. But this is not just something as a low volume, but you have to do different things as normal guys will say. Because there are a lot of guys on steroids and they will tell you a lot of bullshit. Because you have to understand how steroid works before you start listening to them. Steroids are not for recovery. I used to think that, steroids are just for recovery. No, steroids will grow your muscles even if you're not working out. You might say, oh, that's not true. It is. So for example, let's say guys in puberty, they will grow a little bit of muscles because their testosterone is spiking. Why? Because they're in puberty, they're evolving. And you can see that. But when it comes to steroids, they take grams. And that's why their muscles are just growing insanely fast without even training. Now, when this combined with training, obviously they get better results. But what my point is, when you're listening guys who are making gains just by sitting on their ass and they're telling you how to train, obviously it will not apply to you because you're not building muscles while sitting around. You have to go to the gym and train. You have to, because your body doesn't receive the stimulus, and that's not something you have to do. So, what I have to say is, if your body doesn't receive stimulus, it won't grow. So, what you have to do is switch to higher frequency training. Now, what is higher frequency training? It's basically full body, upper lower, or anterior posterior, any kind of higher frequency split. That means you will train your muscle group 2, 3, 4, 5 times per week. And that is way better than training just once per week. Why, you might ask? Because your body is like a machine, but your body doesn't want more muscles because it is more expensive for you to have more muscle, and that's why you just want to survive. More muscle means expensive, so you have to eat more food, and that is expensive as a normal guy. So that's why you will start losing your muscles after 2 or 3 days. Now you're not gonna lose whole muscle mass, but you will start losing some of them. And that's why you have to train every 2 or 3 days. Frequency is the king. And when you understand it, you will see your muscles skyrocketing. You will see that on all of your lifts, you will start progressing. Because now you're training like you're supposed to do. When you stop following those steroids gurus who talk shit, they usually don't even care about it, and they're just planning these goofy things that is not making any sense for naturals, but they will just waste their waste of time. So the second thing is you have to go on low volume. Why low volume is better? Now you might see that all of the guys are talking about how high volume is great for them. Now it is. Why? Because when they are on steroids, then they can recover better, they can do more, and they can grow more. But as a natural, if you're gonna do more, you will overtrain and you will basically stress your body, and your body won't grow. So that's why you have to do low volume. Now low volume is, just take it simple. You will do probably less than 10 sets per week per muscle group. And that's a low volume. If you're gonna do this, it's way better than just doing 20, 30 sets per muscle group per week. That's crazy. And that's what I did. And that's what kept me small. And now when I'm doing low volume, I'm actually progressing every week. And I'm progressing, I'm adding weight, I'm adding reps. So that's why you have to switch on low volume, because low volume is really, I have to say it again, really the best thing for natural lifters. And the third thing I want you to emphasize is that you have to rest more between sets. Because when you're resting 1 minute between sets, you just end up losing gains. Why? Because your body actually cannot produce more force because you're stressing your body. Your body has to cool down before it will put maximal effort again. So when you're going to rest 2 or 3 minutes, 3 minutes is the best. When you're going to rest 3 minutes or even more, sometimes when I do squats, I sometimes rest 4 minutes or 5 minutes because it's just exhausting. This is another thing. If you're not exhausting after every set, that means you're not training hard enough and you have to train hard. Now, when you're going to rest more, that will allow your body to just basically push more and actually focus more on muscle, and your body will create more force. And progressive overall is the number one thing that will going to decide if you're going to build muscles or no. So if you're going to focus on all the other shit around, like pump, having tension under time, or some bullshit like that, you will stay the same. But if you're gonna focus on progressive overall, adding few reps, or just getting better technique, that is all you need to grow muscles naturally. And if you want full guide, I have free training blueprint in description that you can follow right now, and you will add extra 2 centimeters to your biceps like I did in just 1 month. I promise you, if you're going to try this and switch from push-pull legs, because I know you're doing push-pull legs and you're kind of worried like what the hell this guy even talks about. But if you watch till this end, I promise you, if you're going to read this, it will change your life. It will change your trajectory of training. So just go there, try it out. If you like this video, drop a like, drop a subscribe, and see you in the next one.